Hey YouTube, it's Maya here. Welcome back to my channel, and wow. It has been a minute. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, then you would know I have been missing in action. But I'm back! Now the last video I uploaded was my moving into college vlog, and I had planned on posting a couple of videos while I was in college, but my workload got really heavy and I was stressed. But I am back. I am on a winter break. I don't know how long I will be back for. I will probably turn into one of those YouTubers that only posts like a couple of videos every couple of months. But if you guys are willing to stick around and watch my videos when they do come out, I appreciate you. But for today's video, I thought it'd be fun to just sit down. I'm gonna be getting ready because today is Thanksgiving, the day I'm filming this, so I do have to get ready. And I'm just gonna talk about what online schooling has been like. So let's not talk about this anymore and get straight into the video. So I've already done my eyebrows off camera. I have to move my bangs to show you guys. So now we're gonna move on to the face. So I'm just gonna take you guys through my college experience, talk about what it was like being online, and talk about what it was like to make friends and how I was able to get involved in all the other kind of stuff. Oh, by the way, for my primer, I am using the Too Faced Hangover Primer. So I think I'm just gonna answer the big elephant in the room right off the bat. What was it like making friends? I knew pretty early on what I wanted to major in, and that is film and TV. And I live in a pretty suburban area, so I knew I had to move to a city in order to get good job opportunities. And that meant going to a school that was out of state. So I didn't know anybody going into college, but I will say the one thing that helped me, I think, was I moved into an apartment complex that's like 5 minutes from my campus. And this particular apartment complex actually markets itself as a apartment for college students. So there are a ton of DePaul freshmen in this apartment, which was great because it's kind of like a dorm situation where I could meet other people. But I am very introverted, believe it or not, and I actually really like being by myself. After going to big social gatherings, I need to like recharge because it takes a lot out of me. But I also didn't want to be alone because I didn't want like a repeat of high school where I didn't have many friends, and I really wanted to reach out and just meet new people, but that was really scary. So I would say my biggest piece of advice for being able to meet people is being able to go to campus. If you can stay in the dorms, I would definitely recommend it. I know a lot of schools are only having people do single dorms, but I mean, if you can get into a place where there's a lot of people from your school, I would say that is my biggest tip because that definitely helped me. Another big thing that helped me was just reaching out. It was really hard to reach out at first, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how other schools do it, but my college actually had a Facebook group chat with all of the class of 2024. And one day I was just, you know, scrolling through trying to make friends, and I saw that this girl had posted, hey, if you're living in this apartment complex, like here's my snap, add me, let's talk. So I decided to put my Snapchat and my Instagram to try and reach out. And I had noticed under the comments that there was this girl who made a GroupMe. If you guys don't know what GroupMe, it is basically just like a texting app. I added myself into the group and nobody was talking. I think everyone is pretty timid trying to make friends right now. And obviously we want to do it in the safest way possible. The first couple of days, I had a lot of breakdowns. Like I cried myself to bed like the first, I think 2 or 3 nights because I was just by myself. I was very lonely. I wanted to make friends, but at the same time, I just wanted to stay to myself and not make friends. Like, it was like this tug of war going on in my head where I wanted to meet people, but I didn't want to meet people. But then by like, I think the 4th day, my roommate had finally moved in and I was so excited. But she actually works a lot, so she wasn't really able to hang out with me. So once again, I was going back and forth myself. So I don't remember if it was the 4th day or the 5th day, but basically I was fed up with being by myself. So I just decided to take a leap of faith and I went on the GroupMe text chat and I said, hey, does anyone want to go for a walk? By the way, I am using the Bare Minerals foundation. I am in the shade Pecan. You can tell I'm a horrible beauty guru because I have not been showing the products I'm using. So after I sent out the text message, I waited a couple of minutes and 2 people had responded. Now, I'm not gonna say their names just for privacy reasons. I'm not sure if they want to be exposed on the internet, but one of them was named, let's call her Beth. I'm sorry, real life Beth, if you're watching this. So Beth and Alexa had responded in the group chat and we're like, yeah, let's go for a walk. So I went downstairs in the lobby, I met up with these 2 girls, and we basically just walked around the area. We were wearing masks, and we just talked, tried to get a layout of the land, because none of us are from the Chicago area, so we had no clue what area we were in. So we just kind of walked around the neighborhood, got to know the area, and also got to know each other. And I learned pretty quickly on that these people were my people. I have absolutely no clue what the heck we talked about. I cannot remember for the life of me, but I just remember being able to like breathe because I finally found people. And then eventually Alexa's roommate, we'll call her Amanda, joined us. She was getting her textbooks and then she joined us and we kept walking, and then we decided to go back to Alexa and Amanda's room. So we go back to their room and we basically just play Cards Against Humanity, a great get to know you game. And we play for like hours, literally hours, guys. And then Alexa and Amanda had actually met a guy, we'll call him Alejandro. These are weird names, I'm sorry. Amanda and Alexa had met Alejandro by waving through their window. So our apartment complex, it kind of goes like this, and there are rooms on this side, and Alexa and Amanda's room is on the back. So they were able to see his room from their room, and they like waved to each other the night before. So we invited Alejandro to come up and play Cards Against Humanity with us, and we kind of just formed our own little group, and it was great. And then a couple of minutes later, we actually get another text in the group me, and this girl, we'll call her, I'm so bad with fake names. We'll call her Sarah. Sarah sent out a group me text saying that she was actually going to host a little dinner party, and it was gonna be at 7, so we decided to stay in Alexa and Amanda's room playing Cards Against Humanity until then, and then at 7 we went down to Sarah's room, got to know her. She was really, really sweet and a great hostess, by the way, and we kind of just ate and chat and got to know each other. Now, obviously looking back, this may not be the best idea considering COVID, but I think at this point, like, we had all followed safety precautions. If you're going into Chicago, they have a travel order, so certain states are actually banned from coming unless you quarantine and stuff like that. So everyone had made sure that they were following proper guidelines, and I personally felt safe. We were trying to maintain social distance. Obviously, we had to take our masks off to eat, but we were trying. By the way, for concealer, I am using the Born This Way Too Faced concealer. I am in the shade Vanilla, and then I'm going to contour using the same concealer, and this is the shade Warm Sand. So after we had dinner at Sarah's, a couple of other people actually came downstairs and joined us, and we all just like huddled in a circle and started talking, and then we pulled out this game called
For the Girls.
And it's actually really funny because that game is meant to be played when you know people, and we didn't know each other. Like, this was our first night actually knowing each other, so we were just like randomly guessing who would be most likely to do some things, and it was actually really fun. So basically, the moral of that ginormous long story is you just gotta put yourself out there. If your college has a Facebook group chat, Instagram group chats, anything like that, just like put yourself out there. Send people your numbers if you're comfortable. Send people your Instagrams, your Snapchats, all that kind of stuff. Just like talk to people. I know it's hard, it's gonna be awkward, don't get me wrong, but honestly, that's how friendships are made, and you know, the pandemic is not making this any easier. Obviously, if the pandemic weren't going on, it would be a lot easier for me to meet people in college, but you know, sending out that group me text to go on a walk with people was probably the best decision I ever made, because if I hadn't, I don't think I would have had friends. So my next biggest advice to make friends is to join clubs. Now, I know a lot of clubs are obviously down, especially sports right now, but there are a lot of online clubs, I'm sure, that you guys can join. I joined, because I'm in the honors program, I joined Honors Student Government, and then I also joined this other club called DePaul TV, or the DePaul Incubator, where they basically make like a ton of TV shows and they have a podcast. It's really, really cool, and I got to meet a lot of upperclassmen who are film majors or animation majors, and that was really, really cool because obviously right now I do not have the opportunity to meet upperclassmen, but this club allowed me to, and everyone was so, so nice. Another thing I did, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I joined a sorority. Wow. Now I'm sure some of you are like,
sorority, really?
Well, this sorority is very different. It's an Asian interest sorority, and that is another way that I got to meet people, and that one was really, really special because I grew up in a predominantly white town. I was bullied a lot for being Asian, so being able to find a community of girls who could relate to me in ways no one really can was really, really special, and I'm really, really grateful that I did join the sorority. It was a lot of hard work. So if you guys are into Greek life, I do know that sororities and fraternities, at least at my school, are recruiting. Most of their stuff is online, but they are still asking for people to join. So if you guys want to join Greek life, I would also recommend that because that is another way to make sisters or brothers. Alrighty, now I'm going to bake using my Laura Mercier powder. Go to online activities if your school has any. Try to get to know the people in your class. A lot of my classmates actually also made GroupMe group chats, and we bonded over how much we hated the teacher or how much we hated the class. And I actually have a lot of friends from my class now. Obviously, it was kind of hard to connect with them at first, but after a couple of weeks, especially after midterms, we all got really, really close. So yeah, just honestly put yourself out there, reach out, be the person to make the group chats and ask people to join. Like, they will be grateful for you in the end, trust me. Next, we're gonna talk about schoolwork. What was schoolwork like in online school? Well, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't easy, but it also wasn't hard. I feel like even though I'm upset that the pandemic ruined my senior year of high school and did kind of put a damper on my freshman year of college, in a way, I'm more grateful that it happened early on rather than later in my college experience, because it's online, I can get all of my lecture classes and all of the boring classes that are really annoying to take in person online and out of the way. Obviously, I'm hoping that the pandemic is over or at least somewhat more resolved by my junior year because that is the time I'm gonna really need to be on campus. But for right now, I'm actually not too upset. My biggest piece of advice is just don't get behind. It's gonna be hard, don't get me wrong, especially if you're at home, but just like find ways to motivate yourself, whether that is working outside, trying to like taking a walk. I definitely recommend getting some exercise, that's really helpful. Or just like finding ways to motivate yourself, maybe watching a TV show that you really like or playing music. Anything that can get you motivated and keep you on top of your stuff will be way helpful because I feel like sometimes teachers don't really understand that even in a pandemic, we still have lives, we still have responsibilities. So if you get behind, it's really gonna bite you in the butt. So just stay on top of your stuff. I am using the Tartelette In Bloom palette for my eyes. This is my go-to palette. I'm gonna be using these shades Flower Child, Smarty Pants, Jet Setter, Charmer, and Activist. So I think one of the next things I wanna talk about is the pandemic itself. I'm sure some of you guys who are watching this video are cringing at some of the choices I made. I know a lot of them weren't necessarily the smartest choices, but my friends and I tried to take as many precautions as we could, and honestly by like week 2 and 3, I felt like I was just quarantining with my friends that were at the apartment complex because literally none of us ever left. Like the only time we left was like for groceries or if we wanted to go thrift shopping or anything like that. And when we did go out, we always made sure to hand sanitize our hands and wear our mask at all times. And I did get 2 COVID tests while I was away and they both came back negative, thank God. So we were just, you know, trying our best to stay as safe as possible. But yeah, my friends and I, we basically just we tried to avoid big crowds. We didn't leave a lot. Like, I didn't feel comfortable going to grocery stores, and also the nearest grocery store to my apartment complex was closed down because of the pandemic. So I did a lot of Instacarting, which is a online or a grocery store app that delivers groceries to you. And I did a lot of takeout. I made my own food, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I would say my biggest piece of advice is just to try and get tested as much as you can. That definitely has been, ooh, that is very harsh. And I also avoided going on campus a lot. Like, I had a couple of opportunities to go on campus, but I avoided them because a lot of the confirmed cases that were coming back were from employees. So I just kind of avoided places where a lot of COVID cases were. All right, I'm gonna wipe away this powder. Now I'm going in with the Hula Beauty bronzer, and I'm going to bronze up my cheeks.
I just want to note that I'm sure I sound very contradictory. Like I'm saying don't go outside and avoid crowds, but also put yourself out there and meet people. However,
I think there's a safe way to do this, guys, and maybe I'm not giving like the best advice, but I mean, there are plenty of ways for you to try and make friends as best as you can. Zoom is a great way to hang out with people, and Among Us, love that game. I have played Among Us with so many of my college friends, and that has been a really fun bonding experience. So just having a game night is also super helpful in terms of meeting people. Maybe having a trivia night. I know my classmates and we had a movie trivia night, and that was super fun. So if you don't want to go out and you don't want to risk getting COVID, because I totally get that, I would say, you know, still put yourself out there in terms of like making group chats, and then just try and like hang out in some way, whether that's Google Meets or Zoom or a FaceTime call or playing Among Us. You know, just try to find that time, and friends will come. They will come. Now for blush, I'm going to use the Sweet Peach Glow palette, and I'm going to use this middle shade, which is the blush color. I'm actually pretty nervous to go back to Chicago. They actually went back a phase right as I was leaving because of COVID. And I'm kind of worried that they're gonna suspend air travel again because it is really bad in the city. I may actually end up having to go back early and cut my winter break short just because I don't want to end up stuck at home. As much as I love my family, as much as I love my dogs, I just have a really hard time working from home. During high school, it was really hard. And I know that if I was stuck here for college, it would just not be the same. Oh shoot, for highlight, I am using the Fenty Beauty highlighter. This is the shades Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. This thing is so broken. I am such a bad beauty guru. Like, this whole time I keep forgetting to mention what products I'm using. Sorry guys. I think my eyes are done. They look a little splotchy, but the eyelashes will cover it. For eyelashes, I am using my faves, the Velour Silk Lashes. These are the fluff and thick lashes. For my gloss, because I love gloss, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty gloss. This is the shade Fenty Glow. Ooh, cute. Well guys, here's the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and those who are going to college next year or are thinking of going to college, I hope I was able to give you some sort of advice and give you an idea of what college online looks like. This has only been 1 quarter for me online, so maybe I'm not the best person to hear this from, but I'm hoping you were able to get something. And if you guys have any more questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I'd be happy to answer or even make another video. Maybe not another get ready with me video though, because I'm not very good at being a beauty guru. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!